Welcome to the Spiritually Empowered Podcast, your virtual sanctuary for soul growth, spiritual healing, divine purpose, and conscious manifestation. Together we'll explore mysticism and magic, Buddhist and yogic teachings for inner liberation, shamanic energy medicine, psychic development, and tools to wield your power and protect your energy during this time of global awakening. I'm Ashley Coleman, ordained shamanic minister, advanced energy medicine practitioner, spiritual teacher, and devoted student of life's deepest mysteries. I'm here to help you alchemize ancient soul wounds, reclaim your power, and rise into your sacred calling to bring healing to this world in a way that only you can. I'm so honored to be here with you. Let's dive in. Hi, beautiful soul. Welcome back to the Spiritually Empowered Podcast. I hope this finds you wonderful today. I would love to share just one deep breath with you so that we can get synced up together in this space, wherever you are in the world, in your life today. So let's share that breath if you would. If you're comfortable, breathe all the way to the top of your lungs and hold at the top. And just release it all the way out. Priming your body, your mind, your soul to receive. So today I wanted to share with you a recording that I created for both YouTube and for my Mystics Path interfaith community. You may know that I'm an ordained shamanic minister. I've been practicing energy medicine for over a decade, offering it to hundreds of clients from around the world in course settings, online mentorships, in person and one-on-one, in person and online. And where I'm really at with my calling to serve you and to guide you is building community. God keeps showing me over and over and over again, bring people together, bring people together. So I am in training to become an ordained interfaith minister. So that is somebody that can do all things that an ordained minister can do: baptisms, funerals, life initiations, which is also very shamanic. Shamanism deals with our greatest transitions. And so it really tracks as the culmination of everything I've done and weaving it together for this role that I'm creating. I'm somebody who doesn't fit the box. I kick the box down and I write my own story. And I've had challenges with this growing up and feeling very different and just not walking in line. I wasn't meant to walk in line. And through my interfaith ministerial training, I get to go to different spiritual centers and churches. And if you don't know, interfaith means all paths of faith, everywhere from paganism to goddess traditions to the Abrahamic religions, Judaism, Christianity, Islam, shamanism, and primal spiritual paths, the Kabbalah, mystical Judaism, Sufism, which is what Rumi was. If you're familiar with Rumi, he was a Sufi mystic. And in my training, I've gotten to explore all of these amazing paths. And I really specialize in the Eastern medicines of yoga, philosophy, Hinduism, Taoism, Buddhism. I'm madly in love with. And I've gone to a few Christian church because me and Jesus rock. I love Jesus Christ. I love Jesus Christ. And I've gone into Christian churches, and every time I sit down, my body doesn't accept it. And I thought it was me. I said, oh, am I just walking this path and am I being led astray by the devil? And I've come to realize that no, my body holds my unique truth. And I've tried to sit in those churches and I've tried to understand the Bible, and I know there's truth in it. I know it. I know it. And I was not created to walk in line. So I'm creating something brand new. This is a ministry. I'm creating my own ministry where you are your own guru, where you don't bow to anyone, where you don't beg for salvation, but you walk like Christ if you choose to. You don't go under people, you rise to your fullest authority and purpose. I cannot collude with hierarchy. I cannot collude that somebody is somehow closer to God than me. Guess what? I don't buy it. God is so close to us that we could miss it every day. Rumi says, it's closer than the big vein on your neck. And where I'm at today is an interfaith minister in training. I'm already a shamanic minister. And I am bringing seekers together, the quote unquote outcasts, the black sheep, the people who were not built to walk a dogmatic path in any shape or form. This isn't just in a spiritual sense, but this is in relationships. This is in your lifestyle. This is in your belief systems where you are not willing to contort to belong anymore. And this runs really, really, really deep. Our programming runs very, very deep. From 0 to 7 is when we have our core programming. We are a pure unconscious mind. From 0 to 7, we take everything in as absolute truth. We don't sift, we don't sort, we don't divide. It's all what it is. And what our parents or our caregivers didn't accept us for, we have those parts held hostage in our shadow. And for me, I wasn't fully loved in the depth of my emotions. So every day, Ash, you have every right to feel this way. You are safe to feel this way. I'm a deeply feeling person. And my parents didn't mean to do this, but they taught me that I was too much, that I'm ungrateful, that if I'm depressed, then I'm ungrateful. And that is shame on top of a natural emotion, especially the souls who are tapped in, you, to the imbalances on this planet. You knew it as a child. You might have cried for quote unquote no reason. You might still do that because this is about no soul left behind. That's a bodhisattva vow in Buddhism, where they say, I'll stay in this world until every blade of grass remembers the Buddha within. I will stay until everyone remembers who they are, whether that's the Christ within, the Buddha within. To me, same, same. And so that's what I'm creating, is a unique thing. So in doing so, I've started a new community online. It's got over 60 members already. It's completely free. I drop a new teaching on our monthly theme every single Monday. It's called Mystic Monday. And I also upload the Mystic Monday to my YouTube channel. But so you can access it in the YouTube world or in the Mystics Path community. Now, when you join the Mystics Path community, you get a lot of other things. You get a free call in community once a quarter. And you get the community, you get the chat rooms and the connection. You get the space to share, to be coached if you want to be supported. And you receive what I'm calling Fortified Fridays. So that is where I drop an intuitive card pull for the community, for you, so that you can use your intuition to decode the message and take what resonates. Everything that we want is on the other side of our commitment. So what I am creating is a spiritual community where we walk our talk, where we live our truth, where we don't just meditate once a week. We sit and we consistently show up to our spiritual practice. There's no point of fancy teachings if we don't live them. That is the science of change. We got to show up and do the practice. So I've made this a lot easier for you by producing the content and the teachings for you to then explore at your own free will. and take what resonates. And Fortified Fridays is all about listening to your intuition and decoding the messages that you receive from the intuitive reading that I share with you. So today's podcast episode, we're going to go into, I believe it's like a 15-minute teaching on our monthly theme. So I'm bringing you into the Mystic Monday right here on the podcast, weaving all the worlds together. And our theme for February is sacred sovereignty, which I've already been talking about on the podcast. This is about stopping contorting in every way. It's about silencing the outside world, sealing your field. Stop being porous in your boundaries, both spiritually and in your relationships. Because what is meant for you cannot find you if you're speaking someone else's words and living someone else's dream. I'm living in the house of my dreams. It's greater than I ever imagined. I've got a partner that's more amazing than I could have even imagined. And I was very specific about what I wanted, very specific. And what was required of me to align with this amazing home and this amazing man who provides and who loves deeply and fiercely and with so much loyalty was I had to let go of my grasp on shit, on people, on things that were not what I really, really wanted. And that involves removal. Give God your pearls, give them up, and receive back diamonds. And that can be hard because there's quiet, there's lonely, there's empty Friday nights, right? This has been my path of letting go. And the first step to returning to your sovereign truth is remembering who you serve. And for me, that's the divine. That's the source of my power, my life, my love, my validation. Because if I go looking in the material world for love, for truth, for validation, where I haven't found it in myself, that's codependency. And I have walked that. I made God my one true focus, which Hinduism says your soul is one with God. So same, same. Not that you are God, but you are that drop in the ocean. And that intimacy with your soul and that ruthless devotion to put God first, so to speak, however you want to say that, whatever language you use, that is the secret sauce to a sovereign soul. It's a lot of S's. So let's dive in. This is the Mystic Monday, and you can receive the Mystic Monday again on my YouTube and also in that free community. I will drop both of those links. Again, this is for us to come together and to create something new, a community based on empowerment and individuality and shared values without hierarchy and without dogma and without contorting. So welcome in just the way you are. Let's dive into these teachings. I love you, and I'll see you on the other side. Hello, beautiful soul, and welcome to another Mystic Monday. The theme for February is sacred sovereignty. It is all about owning yourself, not being owned by society, by addictions, by anything outside of you. It's to be an inner authority to your own reality. It is to live in harmony with your truth. And I'm assuming you are somebody who was not born to follow the crowd. Even if you were walking in line or following the crowd, your body starts rejecting it. So it's like you've been somebody who, even if you were wanting to follow the crowd or wanting to conform, your body starts speaking to you. You actually weren't created to fit a mold. You were created to be the change. So welcome to this community of change makers. You are not alone. The times of the lone spiritual seeker or the hermit are ending for most people. It is time for us to find our soul family beyond our blood family, to really unite with people that are like us, that are the change makers, that are the spiritual souls with a spiritual mission who are here to live that mission in the 3D world, which means to practice what you learn, to walk your talk, and to bring the heavenly energies, the spiritual reality into the 3D world, into the most mundane moments. And if you haven't done my free bundle, so I have a free energy protection meditation. This is absolutely necessary. I truly believe for us to reclaim our power because we don't just need locks on our door of our house, we need to seal our energy. If we aren't sealing our energy, we could be thinking other people's thoughts, feeling other people's feelings, and blending with the world. Your separate self is a very sacred thing. Your individuality, your container of your body and your truth is a sacred thing. And you can't get in touch with your deepest truth if you are being infiltrated by thoughts, energies, and things that you're letting in because you haven't yet trained your gifts of psychic and spiritual protection. This bundle is completely free. It's got a morning shielding meditation to seal your field. I guide you through the practice. It's really simple. It takes practice, though, right? The more you do this, the more you strengthen your auric field so that negativity comes towards you and it cannot penetrate into your field. This is absolutely necessary for the souls who want to own their truth and live their power. I have an evening meditation in there that will walk you through a clearing practice to cut the cords, release the energies, and protect you while you sleep. We are spiritual beings and we are tapped into the other dimensions. And before I started training my spiritual gifts, I thought I was going insane. Spiritual gifts show up as chaos until you start training them. I'm talking addictions, I'm talking emotional chaos, I'm talking just feeling like you don't have a sense of stability. This was so me. I did not have a sense of stability and I was looking outside of myself to find it. I was using drugs to find it. I was using food to find it. I was using the external world to build stability on the inside, which is ass backwards. I learned that nothing outside of me, no amount of money, no amount of compliments, nothing outside of me could give me that sanctity in my soul, that stability, that structure, that calm, that knowingness. It was all me. I realized that I was the one to build that. And my soul came here to learn how to create that for myself. So let's go into the topic of codependency. So, what I was just sharing is a really big piece, sealing your auric field, revoking negative energies, and putting a lock on your door, right? It's like removing the welcome mat at your front door spiritually. You're closing your energetic field. We all have this energetic field. And if we're not doing these hygiene practices, these energy clearing practices, things could be seeping through, and that leaves us feeling low on energy, depressed, confused. Here are the two big ones: confusion and doubt. So if you are struggling with confusion and doubt, it is time, my love, to seal your field and clear the energies right away. You can literally pause this right now, go get that bundle again, completely free. Just do the morning practice, seal up your field, come back to this if you want. If you want to pause this and go into that, amazing. If you want to do it after, great. But I can't stress that enough how much of a difference that makes for me every day. I've taught this to hundreds of people and they send me messages. I feel so strong. I feel like my power is back. I've released other people's energies. I had no idea that I was holding all of that. And I'd love to tell you a quick story. So, one time I was driving and I was completely sober by this point. I'm also in recovery for those who don't know. It's been a decade for me, clean and clear. Really, really just amazed at that. And I was driving and I pulled up to a stop sign and my thoughts were going bzz, 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 bzz. I mean, it was chaos all up here, so loud in my mind. I was confused and I felt doubt. Those are the two emotions, right? When you're disoriented, you need to ground that energy and close your field. So I did an experiment. Mystics experiment. We don't just take the knowledge, we turn it into wisdom by doing the practice. So I stopped my car at the stop sign and I said out loud, commands and prayers are best done out loud because your ears hear it and your body responds. I said out loud, I close all of my psychic gifts now. And when I tell you, it went cricket silent in my head. It went absolutely silent, and I could finally feel myself again. It was like I was at a NASCAR race and it was just, bzz, 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 just all this, and I closed it and it was silent. I close all my psychic gifts now. I recommend doing that before you go to sleep. If you have night terrors, if you don't sleep that deeply, if you feel anxious when you wake up, there could be interference happening, right? Because you're a very powerful soul. You're a badass. You're a very powerful soul. And what happens when there's a bright light at night? Bugs flock to it, right? This isn't a fear thing. It's a power thing. It's an opportunity to practice your power. And then I turned all my psychic gifts off. And then I started to open them back up and say, okay, I open my psychic gifts to Jesus Christ, or I open my psychic gifts to my shamanic guides and angels. You can reopen them to very specific beings. You do not want to open them to any spirit walking the earth. That's a no-no. As you know, I'm sure in the spirit world, there's negative and positive, right? And so all psychic gifts off if you feel that buzzing. And if you feel like your thoughts are just overloading you and there's confusion and doubt and disorientation, close up your gifts, close up your field, sit in the silence. And then if you choose, I open my gifts back up to God, my intuition. Be very, very clear about who you're opening your gifts up to. Okay, that's one piece. I want to add something else in today. Codependency, all right? This is when you use things externally to make yourself feel better. I was the codependent queen. I've never said that before. I had a relationship that I was grasping to. I used pot for 7 years, all day, every day. I struggled with binge eating, with food. I was a professional grasper. Buddhism says the root of suffering is grasping. And you could write that down right now. I mean, that is a mic drop. It's called Tanha, Tanha. The root of suffering, where all suffering comes from, is grasping. When you forgot that God is your God, this is how I say it. When you forgot that source is your feeding source, your source of validation, your source of love, your source of life, you forgot, and then you grasp on to other things because you forgot that you're not supposed to feed from the material world spiritually. You're not coded to be filled in your soul by the material world. I love the material world. I love money. I love beautiful homes. There's a part of your soul that cannot be filled by the material world. That's why billionaires can be miserable. Yes. There is a place in you that only God can fill. Call it what you want. That's the mystic's choice. Call it what you want. Codependency is making something else your source when God is coded to be your source. So if you find yourself using things outside of you to regulate, overeating to regulate, first of all, you're in the right place because that's exactly what I struggled with. And I no longer struggle with that. If you find yourself grasping to the external world to stabilize your internal world, I want you to go to God. God, I see myself grasping. I need you to please fill me. You're the only one that can fill me. Again, call it what you want, call it love, whatever, mystic's choice. But what I'm saying is that every desire at the root is our longing for our own soul, which is one with God. We want that awakening. So every day, feed from the right source. If you notice you're looking for compliments or looking for validation, look, I love to ask my partner for things and hey, love, and but I'm doing it in a detached and empowered way. I'm not asking him to do something that I'm not doing for me. And I know who gives me security, and it's God. I know who gives me true sovereignty, and it's my connection in my soul to the one God. And Hinduism says this is an interfaith space, which means I love to draw from these amazing traditions and spiritual paths. Hinduism says your soul is one with God. And when we connect to that and we feed from that and we go there when we're hungry, I'm not talking with food, I'm talking, I need love or I need this or I'm trying to regulate with something outside of me. Go to your soul and pray, my love. Fill me up. Awaken me. Drink from the well that never runs dry. No one can take that connection from you. And that is the source of true power, is your reckoning, your remembering of your creator, not based in dogma, how you understand it to be your personal relationship with God. And however you call it, that is the source of true power, of true stability, of unshakable and unwavering confidence. That's it right there. It's not your affirmations, it's not your lengthy meditation or your oracle cards or it is how deep you are plugged into the source of all of life. This is true confidence. This is true power. It's actually supernatural strength and supernatural confidence and supernatural power. So, my fun assignments for you, that's what I used to call them in my mystery school. My fun assignments are seal your energetic field. Practice when you feel, if and when you feel your mind going bananas, monkey mind, close your gifts, close all psychic doors. Experiment with that. You can reopen them to whoever you want, but make sure you're being discerning with that. And then every day, plug into the one true source and feed from the well that never runs dry. And that is your adventure that you get to go on and explore. And I'm here to offer as many tools and resources and ideas as I can. It's so fun for me. And the mystic's path is the great adventure of fucking around and finding out. Of sitting down and doing these prayers and building your own connection to the one true power and letting that be the source of your strength, confidence. This literally healed me of my addictions. This healed me of my binge eating. This healed me of my codependency. I've been clean and clear. I'm in an amazing relationship rooted in integrity and truth where I don't bend, where we don't bend. And I want you to experience deeper power and trust in yourself. And this is the root to my belief and understanding. Drop a heart in the comments if this made you feel alive today. I would love to hear how this supported you. I'm here to walk this path with you. So if you're comfortable, drop a comment, share this with somebody, invite them into the community. And I hope you have a beautiful week. I love you. Thank you so much for tuning in today. If you loved this episode, share it with somebody who you really feel would benefit from this message. I'm sending you lots of love, and I'll see you in the next episode.